Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Whiskey Tango Talk. Thank you for joining. Today is a lovely September day.
It feels like a fall day today.
It's becoming fall around here very quickly. I think the low tonight's supposed to be 44 or something like that. I think that's what the Googles said.
Yeah, I was talking about some garden stuff today, and our average first frost date is supposed to be next Tuesday. So RIP plants. Everything is dying back pretty.
Yeah, which sucks because I still have not harvested all my super hot peppers, and they're not close to even ripening. So
we got a few, but we started those kind of late because I didn't start them till like March or April. But we have gotten a lot of our like,
I think it was April.
Yeah. A lot of our like jalapenos and like Hungarian yellow wax hot peppers and banana peppers and stuff. We have a bunch of those. I made a bunch of like cowboy candy out of the first batch, and I just harvested a second batch, and probably won't get much more beyond that. But anyhow, I guess we should do announcements, huh?
Yeah. I'm not gonna get hot sauce this year. That's what the problem is.
That's the announcement. There is gonna be no hot sauce.
Yeah,
hot sauce. You can get a couple drops of hot sauce out of the ones I.
Yeah, the two that we got. I suppose you got some of those other ones, but that's not gonna be fun. Anyways, welcome to this thing and the dog's chewing on the cord. We're not doing that. Kristin's gonna go forward with the announcements here, so we'll do that. If you can please start.
Sorry. This is Whiskey Tango Talk. My name's Kristin. This is my husband, Brandon. We're from Whiskey Tango Farms in central Wisconsin. She's attacking the cat now. This is the farm. It feels like a zoo sometimes. We do this every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central. We just kind of hang out and talk homesteading, rabbits, gardening, self-sufficiency, tractors, all that good stuff, quail. So go ahead and feel free to ask any questions. And if we don't know the answer, we'll figure it out together. Ed is our moderator, so thank you very much to Ed for helping us out. We have our group called Self-Sufficient Backyard that's on Facebook, so go ahead and join that if you're not in that already. We actually have a lot of like international members, but there's a lot of people in the U.S. too. I don't have anything, against like the international members. I just wasn't like expecting it, I guess. So it's actually really cool seeing some of like the people from like, New Zealand and Australia or whatever, like helping each other, because otherwise they're asking questions. I'm like, I don't know how to help you, man. But now they're helping each other. So that's super cool to see. There should be a super chat sticker down below. So if you feel so inclined, you can make a donation to the channel, and we'll put that back into making content and bettering our stuff for you. Let's see. We are going to the Fox Valley Rabbit Show this weekend in Fond du Lac. I know there's a lot of silver fox breeders from around the Midwest that are coming, which is super exciting. I'm super nervous, but also very excited. And actually, I have one more junior doe that I want to enter in. I weighed her tonight, and I looked at her, and she's beautiful. Even though her silvering's not completely in, I think that she might do well. And she's a WTF original, whereas the other two are from like other breeders. So it's kind of a lot of pressure, but I'm excited. So hopefully we'll see you there. It is on Friday and Saturday. Friday, there's a show at 6, and then Saturday is a double. So we'll see how it goes. I thought about entering one in for fur too. We'll see. We have Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, our website, whiskeytangofarms.net. We sell hatching quail eggs nationwide. We also have quail stacking egg trays. We have a ton of orders for those right now, so please be patient with us. We also do custom lasered home decor, which we're working on a bunch of orders that we got in during QuailCon. So we're chipping away at those.
And I also wanted to thank Eileen and Truck 3 Warden for being channel members.
Yeah, Eileen H.
And I appreciate that.
Woo! Yay! Make sure you hit like and subscribe, but we'll get rolling into the comments.
We are. Alrighty then. Let's see if I missed anything. I gotta go back here. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to miss any comments. I don't think all I missed was Ed shared our website and Facebook group, and then I have S.O. Swanson here. Thank you for joining, S.O. Good evening, my quail friends and gardeners too. Don't forget to hit like button and subscribe to be the first to know of all future videos. Well, thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
Hit the like button. I want to see if we can get to 40 likes.
That's a lot for us.
I think we can do it.
We've done it before.
I know we can get to 40 likes. So hit that like button.
Oh, it's a hoop.
It's a hoop. Joy is here. Says hello all from Western Oregon.
Hey, hey.
Hello. Thank you for joining. Of course, Ed Got Bait is here saying hi to everybody else. Thank you for all that you do, Ed.
Oh, we will hopefully, speaking of Ed, we'll hopefully be having some quail egg earrings and necklaces on the website, including celadons. So super excited. I need to take
our
pictures,
manufacturer is working on those right now.
Is
and
he?
We'll hope to have those on in the next coming weeks. So Jesse says, good evening, everybody.
Hey,
hello.
Hey.
SO says, hello, Joy. How are things in the beaver state?
Oh, I didn't know that's what they were.
I didn't either. SO says, hey, it's Brandon and Kristin.
Hey.
Yep. You're stuck with both of us.
Yeah.
Haha. Katrina's here. Well, hello, Katrina. Says hi, everyone from Gilroy, California.
Hello, hello.
I'm glad you can make our live. I know you said you struggle with getting on while we're live. So
yeah, the time difference.
Yeah. Thanks for being here. Dominique is here. Says jealous, still very summery here, but this weekend is supposed to be fall.
It just rolled in today. Yesterday it was hot when I was gathering peppers from the garden. I had like sweat dripping down my face, and like I get super crabby when I have sweat in my face because I usually put like a headband on then. But
Sorry, she was like licking my toes.
But I didn't have one. Gross. I didn't have one, so I was like getting even more irritated because I was hot. And now today, I actually wore a plaid button-down shirt most of the day.
Katrina says you can dig out the peppers and they'll ripen. They are actually perennial plants in super warm climates. Yep.
Yeah, I thought about putting them in the greenhouse.
I thought about overwintering a couple of the plants and putting them in pots. Because I wouldn't mind getting some of those just to overwinter, and I'd have a head start then next year.
Yeah, especially because those hot ones take forever.
Yeah. I should have had those super hots planted in pots and starting in like January.
That was something I learned this year that like I didn't know about peppers, that the hotter ones take longer to ripen.
Excuse me.
And actually like not watering them often is very helpful to them. We don't know how to say your name, and I'm really sorry. So if you can like put it phonetically in the comments, that'd be cool. I butchered it last week.
Guide Rose Urban Farm or
Guidros?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Wait, how do you say it?
Guidros? I don't know.
Guidros? That sounds probably better. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm
horrible at reading.
Right? I butchered it last week, and
you guys are lucky. I can spark and see, anyways. So
yeah. Well, and last week you guys couldn't really hear me, so you probably didn't even know that I butchered your name last week.
Yeah, and you guys got to see me remote, all alone. Dominique says, Northwest Arkansas here, looking forward to the cooler weather so I can build some more quail cages.
Yes.
Awesome. I know I got a notice in our email a couple days ago saying that our garlic is going to be shipping soon.
That's exciting.
I'm really excited.
We got two kinds?
The next week or two. I don't remember. We had 3 different kinds. I know music was one of them, Russian red, and then I got something else that's supposed to be more of a stronger garlic flavor. So.
And how many bulbs did you get?
I got half a pound of each. So I don't know how much a half a pound.
Oh, that's not a lot.
is,
because Whispering Willow just put a bunch on sale, and I thought about ordering some, but I was like, I think Brandon got some already.
or maybe it was a pound each. I don't know.
Are you sure it
It's
wasn't
funny.
5 pounds? Because she's selling in 5 pound increments.
No, I didn't really get that much because I didn't think we were going to make a big area. So
We'll talk.
I don't need that much garlic. I don't plan on selling it. Ed got bases. So now that fall is hitting, is there any crops that you can still grow before all out in winter? Isn't it time to put the garlic in for next year?
That's funny.
Yeah.
I might be able to get some peas if I put them in the greenhouse. And I think it's probably a little too late to do like the cold weather crops, the broccoli and stuff. I think those probably take too long. But I might be able to do like really, microgreens.
Those might have been those would have been more like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, but we were getting ready for Quail con, so
really we're too late to plant really anything. Dominique says, I actually got into quail from an Australian YouTuber channel called Self-Sufficient Me. Yep, I'm well aware of that channel.
That's super cool.
He's a great guy. Ed says they will have quail earrings and necklaces soon. Yep.
We must have been on the same brain wavelength.
If you didn't know, Ed's my manufacturer.
Yeah.
Robin C's here, says, good evening, WTF, and the chat room.
Hello.
Good evening.
I bet you're excited to get your puppy in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
From my shire, not from us. We don't have puppies, but
yeah. Not yet. Not yet. Year from now, maybe.
I still don't know, man. The more I look into it and read about it, the less I want to do it.
Well, it's happening once.
Well, you can stay up all night with the puppies.
Yeah. Katrina says, rabbit question. I lost a breeder the day I got home from QuailCon. Oh, that sucks.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I'm looking to replace her. I have a California buck, black New Zealand doe, and one of their daughters as breeders currently. New Zealand has babies that grow out faster. Daughter has many more babies than her mom does, but her babies usually almost catch up to the weight wise. Whose baby should I choose as a new breeder doe? I personally
the quicker growing,
the growing faster.
Yeah,
the ones that grow out faster.
Because you would have to kind of more figure out.
There's always a chance that those offspring will have more kits to a higher kit. So to me, that's what I would pick. But I know she's the rabbit expert.
I don't know what I say an expert, but I know like opinion. From looking in the rabbit groups and stuff, like a quick growth rate is extremely desirable for like your feed conversion. And that's something that people do breed for. Because if you have a rabbit that takes forever to grow out, well, then you might as well get like a Flemish giant or, giant chinchilla or something. Because you get a big rabbit, but it takes forever. Me personally, maybe it's because I'm so used to the quail. Like I want a quick, productive turn time. So I would say, like, if you're looking for meat production, I would probably go with the faster growing ones.
We have Feather Connections here. It says, hey, finishing up at the haircutting place with the men folk, but listening in and leaving my like. Are you guys feeling better? I'm feeling always amazing.
Yeah, I'm still a little like nasally kind of. And I still have a headache a lot, but I have always had headaches like almost every day of my life, my entire life. So that's just kind of how it always is, I guess. So I guess that's not really anything new.
Got Dale here from Dale's Quails. This is good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thanks for joining.
Contact is messed up.
Got PJ's Farm. Says hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Thanks for joining. Robin says, Brandon, I forgot to email you, just reminding you about our cutting board. Yeah, no problem. All the ordering of supplies and stuff has been going slow for some reason. But I got everything coming.
It's on its way.
I'm hoping I can get it all, or a lot of it, done this weekend.
So if you smell burning coming from our house, it's okay. Brain's just making things. Actually, I don't mind the wood and stuff so much, but the leather patches.
The leather smells like burning hair.
Flesh. Oh, or hair. Like, it's really gross.
Well, it is technically burning flesh.
But it stinks. Like I'll even be outside, like going to go do chores or whatever, and all of a sudden the wind will blow, and like I'll get a whiff of it, and I'm just like, what? It's gross.
Ed says, "Hi Kelly, you slipped in and didn't see you.
Didn't see you.
I think did see you.
Yeah.
I don't know." Joey says, "It's awesome here in Oregon, back into the 70s finally." That's awesome.
Well, you actually get a fall. That's nice.
Katrina says, "That's why I got a green stalk for my peppers so I can bring them into the screened in porch for the winter."
Yeah,
we have a few in there, but we kind of neglected and watering it for a couple weeks, and
they're all fine.
Things I know they were looking kind of unhealthy.
Yeah, I lost all my mint.
The dogs kind of attacked the mint.
I know. And
on a couple of pots, the dog's nuts.
I just pulled it all out. But I have my chives are still going good. Which I think I should be able to overwinter those as well. But I have some empty pockets. My lavender is still good. I think I was going to stick my lemongrass in there or some oregano. I forgot. I have a list, but.
Essel says Goudreau's, and then they said that I got it, but I really don't know what I said.
I don't know either.
So I don't know if I said Guidreau's or.
I think that was it, Guidreau's.
Guidreau's? I don't know. Katrina asked Kristin if she's feeling better.
Yes.
She's there. She's alive.
I'm finally caught up on chores. Thank goodness. It's a really crappy feeling not being up to date. Like, kind of falling behind on stuff is like the crappy feeling, but like being super behind on stuff is like awful. And yeah.
Robin says, "Hi from Michigan. I am excited about getting a Maggie puppy. Thank you, Brandon, for bringing Nano to QuailCon. Where did you get your garlic from?" I really don't remember where we got garlic from. I know somebody else asked me.
I've been getting a ton of ads for it, though. I think it's because I was researching the different varieties. So Facebook has been like on my case about it.
I'm gonna look in like 2 seconds because like.
Sounds good.
People keep asking where you get it from, and
it's literally called Garlic Growers.
Mad River Garlic.
Oh, is it from Madison?
No. Oh. Mad River Garlic Growers. So, yeah, that's got switched tabs. So I'll put it in the chat. Mad River Garlic Growers.com. You're welcome, by the way, for me to bring Nano. I know once you saw him more, and got interacted.
Like
I know you were more interested in a Dane as a service animal. I think they're wonderful.
I think they're good for mobility for sure. Nano this past week especially, he kind of was a stinker at QuailCon already. I think his hormones are coming in,
and he's getting to that teenage rowdy time, and so he's been a little bit of a handful once in a while.
Yeah, this weekend at the swap, he kind of got it wasn't like him at all. He kind of, I don't want to say he went after somebody, but he did not like this lady at all. At first we thought it's because she was wearing a mask, but I know I thought of this. He interacted with Katrina at QuailCon just fine.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it was.
So, but she was carrying boxes, and I mean, there's a lot going on, and there's animals and lots of smells and whatever. So, but yeah, so that's just something we'll have to work on. But yeah, his hormones are raging right now.
Ed says, "Try grow bags for some garlic, Kristin."
That's a good idea.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I was actually thinking about building a a box, kind of like I made that video about building the small planter boxes that we did for our trellis system. I was going to build basically the same thing and just put it in our backyard somewhere. But she's got this huge grow bag that like holds like, I don't know, 10 yards of dirt.
Yeah,
it's
I
not
didn't
really
know it was
that
so
big,
huge. I got it off of like AliExpress or Alibaba or whatever.
I might throw it in there because if anything,
I don't know if it's deep enough. Maybe
it's deep enough.
It is like
enough.
8 inches.
I think it would be perfect actually.
But actually, I was telling Cindy today, I think I told Brooke this too, I think I might actually like do all of our potatoes in grow bags next year because it worked really, really well. And it was so much better.
You know what the sad thing is? You probably didn't record doing the grow bag and the potatoes.
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it's in the same video as my green stock video.
No, the harvest.
No, but I sent Ed a picture. But anyhow, it's so much easier dumping
She's not a YouTuber
out
anymore.
all the.
She's fired.
Emptying out all the dirt was way easier than digging in the ground.
Yeah, where'd you empty it out to?
I actually took another grow bag and put the dirt in there because I wasn't sure like how many there would be and how deep they would be. So I dug a little bit first, and then once I found them, I kind of just dumped it out. But I was actually digging. I don't know if you guys can see that. I was digging out the potatoes out in the field, hoping we had some, and there wasn't enough for it to be worth it.
I never
the blisters and stuff, but they were like teeny tiny, and I'm like, I'm not.
We
digging
never
these up.
really got out there on time to kill those stupid potato bugs.
Yeah, I'm gonna have potato bug spray or whatever on hand next year because don't rip down my curtains. The problem was that I went outside. Well, that too. I went outside. I saw the bugs, and I was like, "All right, I gotta go get something tomorrow."
Our marigolds never actually grew this year. We planted a bunch, but they never grew.
Yeah.
So I plan on planting them.
And then we were gonna go back to the.
I'm hoping she's actually gonna let me help plant things this next year because she was very gung ho and didn't want me to help.
I wanted you to help, but
she wanted me to help by verbally, but not actually doing anything.
Well, you don't help; you just do it, and I wanted to do it.
Yeah, you wanted to do it all, and I wanted to do it because it's my hobby.
I wanted to do it with you.
Yeah, you wanted to do all the work, and I wanted to do. Anyways, S.O. Swanson says, "Can you ever have enough garlic?" No, not really. I just don't need a mountain of garlic.
Yes, we do.
Otherwise, yeah, we'll have to do something with it. Guidros or Goudros, I'm sorry, not gonna Guidros. Katrina, the only good thing about living in the South is we can keep the same pepper plants for years. Yeah, I know.
That's awesome.
So I watch King Star on YouTube, and he overwinters a bunch of his pepper plants. I've watched him for years and kind of interacted with him on the Pepper Lovers group in the past for years.
Because aren't your seeds from some like big pepper person?
Some of them are from I forgot who they're from, but
because some are like experimental. Yeah. Like they said that they weren't not hardy, not stable or something.
I want to get some of King Star's peppers. I forgot what it was called. There's one that he developed. I was going to contact them, see if somebody can send me some. Katrina says, S.L. Swanson, I live in Gilroy, garlic capital of the world, so no.
There you go.
Robin says, can you do onions, or is that in the spring? That's mainly the spring. We did a bunch of onions, and those need to get harvested as well.
Yeah, I did about
I really think I should just take
row.
Did you pull up stuff?
Yeah, so what I did, so the weeds are really bad this year.
Yeah.
And actually
I was thinking about just taking the tractor and just digging all that stuff up.
Well,
with
I have a plan, like a method that was working yesterday. It just took
Okay.
me a while to figure it out.
Then I won't touch anything.
Okay. So I'm still harvesting that, but some of them didn't get any bigger than the seed, starts. Excuse your butt. Some of them didn't get much bigger, but some of them got like really big, and I was proud.
Yeah, I definitely think we're gonna plant more.
Here's a lattes, a pumpkin spice latte.
More garlic or more onions next year.
You guys saw
And
her
potatoes.
picture at QuailCon. She was featured at QuailCon, weren't you? Yeah.
PJ's Family Farm says
Okay.
I got to get my duck stall cleaned out, and then I can plant some garlic.
Work before play.
Robin says my puppy is named Dalton. That's a good name.
It was the teal-collared brindle. I remember that. He's super handsome. And then I really like the purple collar black female. She was a chunky monkey.
Ed says, sorry, so slow on the jewelry, but stupid new meds with stupid new side effects. No problem.
No
I
worries.
completely understand. Like I told you before, you take care of you first.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
what's most important, friend. Ed says, are you going to add duckweed to the new turtle tank? I've thought about it. Just as a place to grow some.
That's actually a good idea because then the fish won't eat it since you're keeping him
turtle
inside.
will eat it.
Oh.
And then I was thinking about putting some fish in there as well. Some little baby fishes. Because I gotta use the 55-gallon tank, not the new one.
I do. Okay, so I do not like amphibians or reptiles.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't like them, but she can capture them and.
Shh, I don't know what you're talking about.
I
was fine until he tried to touch me.
Yeah, I know.
With his long
claws. Just because it's a boy. Got long nails.
Well, he was fine when he was like in the shell, but then when he reached out and was like doing this, like that wasn't cool, man. It just wasn't cool. Because I was holding him with a Kleenex. And then he like swiped the Kleenex away and he almost touched me.
It says burning, making corn again. I have not. So
we haven't grilled any corn this year.
We didn't grill any corn this year because Kristin went ahead and picked all the corn. So she had that fun without me.
Okay, that was not fun. I was covered in sunburn and bug bites.
Well, I mean, you did it without me. So whatever. And then we had corn and she ended up canning a ton of it. And then
we had to go to QuailCon.
Yeah, we had to go to QuailCon.
And
I gave a bunch to my mom.
And I traded some.
Yeah.
For cucumbers.
Yeah. So I didn't cook any corn on the grill. We didn't have any corn on the cob this year. Believe it or not, we actually had less corn this year than we did last year. And it's not really, I don't think, because of the plants growing. I think it was more so.
Well, we didn't plant as much.
Yeah, we planted, I think, what was it? I don't know, 300 or 400 less plants, I think.
Because the field is not full.
Well, I also expanded the field, but.
That too.
Anyways, I actually was planning on saving some of this corn to plant next year because it is actually a,
heirloom.
Yeah,
Sorry. I might have missed some out there.
Yeah, I haven't looked. Jasmine's here, says hello friends. She's on Facebook. Robin says for Reddit question, I do Flemish Giant and Silver Fox. My giant kits get to 2 pounds faster than my Silver Fox.
Wow.
They also have more kits.
I'm curious, Robin, do they reach a certain point where then the Silver Fox start catching up to the Flemish Giants? I don't know. I've always wondered that. Well, because I know Kirsten from Pine Haven Acres, she does Silver Fox, Flemish Giants, New Zealand's, and Holland Lops. So
she's got cool red New Zealand's though. I really like them.
I don't know if she's
or is she get rid of them?
Those.
Where did this come from?
I don't know. That was the weird face I made. I'm not sure what that is, or was, I should say. I think it was like a squishy ball that Latte.
I said that was not there just a minute ago, and I just moved the laptop, and there's just red foam all over
I
the
can't
floor.
identify what it was,
So,
but
anyways.
it is no longer.
Verna's here, says good evening, Kristin
Hey.
and Brandon and Quail family. Hello, thank you for joining.
Don't let her chew on that.
Well, why is that on the floor?
I don't know. It's a camera battery.
Yeah, that's expensive chew toy. Those are like $50, man.
She is chewing on a cow hoof right now, so we're good. That's good.
Let's see where we are. Time and Timbers here says, hiya, friends. Verna says, having problems with my eyes, hard focusing. That's not good.
See, my left contact is messed up, so me too. But
So is mine.
I know.
So it's my left contact.
Really?
But I think it's because the last time my contacts were messed up, I've been bad, not like replaced them together. I replaced my left contact, and then now this one's probably like 3 weeks old, and then I replaced this one only like 2 weeks ago. So this one's still good, and this one's like really bad. And then I think I only have one contact left, which is the left eye.
I know I need to go to the eye doctor no more. I only have like 2 more left.
Our daughter, Olivia, asked me tonight. She's like, Dad, when are we going to the eye doctor? So I'm like, I think I need to schedule eye doctor appointments for everybody. I don't think Preston's had an eye doctor appointment for
2 years, I think.
2 years now. I mean, he sees fine, but it's probably about
he
time
is really
to
good
just
seeing like eyesight.
just to double check.
He can read the tiny clock on the car when he's in the back, like in the way back.
Yeah. Verna says, I need to plant some garlic in my potato pot. Ed says, oh, that will do. Been there, had that. I don't know what that means.
Oh, headache.
Oh, headache. Oh, headache.
We were just talking about headaches.
Yep. I missed that. Robin says, Dasher did well, but once I slid in the mud, I knew I needed more stability. But Dasher also helps keep track of mother-in-law and brother-in-law when on outings. That's good. Yeah, Dasher is a great dog.
He's a cutie pie.
But yeah, I can definitely see where if you do slip and stuff like that, and you need just
something taller.
Taller and probably a little more beefy. But I think the taller dogs really help out. I mean, they're actually quicker. I know I was talking to a dog trainer when I was training Nano, and she said there's a lot of people that like for mobility dogs, they'll get like German Shepherds or like smaller dogs, and they're not great mobility dogs just because unless you are a smaller, like shorter person and everything. Whereas like, getting like a Great Dane or larger, like a Mastiff or something, like those make way better for like taller people. Or Robin says sweet potatoes in grow bags ? You
I
could
don't see
do
why
that.
not. I think Verna did.
Yeah, that would be just fine. I know depending on where you're at.
Oh yeah, she said she did.
Yeah, sweet potatoes in grow bags work great because you can bring them in like to a greenhouse or whatever. I know like it's very unheard of to grow sweet potatoes in Wisconsin just for that reason, because they have such a long growing season. But Esso says, sounds like you need a his and hers garden. So I kind of built her new gardens this year. She got the trellis garden, and I built her a whole new 16 by 20 garden out front. The 20 by 16-ish garden in the backyard and the field was all mine. And she just decided to do everything this year.
Well, what's yours is mine.
And
what's
what mine is mine. Mm-hmm. I have no idea where I'm at.
I don't either because I can't see.
What zone are we in? PJ said
4B?
Yeah, 4B.
We're on the edge of like 4AB.
And Ed shared a channel about grow bags.
Oh.
However, he passed away a few years ago. Oh, that sucks. Verna says, Brandon and Kristin, you need to do like living nutritions and use ground cover. I don't have that
It's
kind
really
of money.
Expensive. We've looked into it. Is
that stuff's
incredibly
terribly expensive.
Which I can see it. I can see its value. Don't get me wrong. Like, but we
those
just
big
can't
giant
fund
rolls that they have in their that one field. I know, like that they first started using last year. Just one roll of that stuff's like $800.
It makes sense, like because it lasts. Isn't it good for
like
10
30
years?
years.
Or, yeah. So I mean, I could see like if you did one
it's
roll
good.
a year or something.
Well, you do that.
And
do that roll, and you have it all out there, and you just plant in it. It works great.
Well,
it's
that's
good.
what I mean. Is like you don't have to do it all at once. Like you can do it in.
Honestly, the only place that I would actually probably use that is probably in our backyard garden and our new garden out front. The field, because we plant corn and stuff out there, it doesn't work for doing that. So Robin says, cute corgi.
Thank you. Miss Pumpkin Spice Latte.
Dominique says, do you guys use sand? What kind of sand is best and how old before you provide it? I actually don't have it in there right now because I was going to build a new one and just haven't got around to it in like the last 2 months. I have sand in our in my blue hutch out back, and I just use play sand or the sand from our backyard. I went away from using our sand in our backyard because our backyard is a garbage pit, and even though I was sifting out the sand to get like the sticks and stuff like that out of it, there's still glass in there. So I just bought play sand from
when I was digging
the supplier.
Onions and potatoes, I found a bunch more like little like glass bottles and like
we've literally pulled out, I don't know, 4 or 5 gallon buckets full of glass and metal out of that field.
Mm-hmm. People must have just driven by and like always like thrown their stuff in here a long time ago, and you can tell it's like old like medicine bottles, like glass, and they're kind of cool, but it's really annoying when I'm digging in the ground with my hands.
Yeah, I actually talked to
it was the dirt guy,
the guy that delivered our dirt this year, and he was telling me how people used to just throw trash there all the time. He's like, it'd be kind of interesting what you find when you dig up. And even our neighbor said that last year to me. He's like, I was kind of curious in what you were going to find when you're tilling up that area. And I mean, majority of what I found last year was tree stumps. Found some glass, but not nearly as much this year since like, doing it again. No, I found that dead skeleton when I dug up for the pond.
I think we found somebody's like dog bones.
Yeah, I mean, I dug like 3 feet down.
But I was like, I called Jasmine because I was like, oh my God, this is either a small child, but it was like under a tree. I'm like, oh, it's probably somebody's like pet. And then we were kind of like looking at the bones. I'm like, okay, it was an animal. It's all good. Like, but it was, I was like, do we call the cops? Like,
yeah, we were on the whole purpose of the sand bath for the quail.
I'm so sorry.
Sand bath for the quail are great. What age do you give it to them? You can give them to them
like 6 weeks.
Yeah, like 6 weeks is plenty.
Definitely fully feathered.
Yeah, I was gonna say as early as 4 weeks, but yeah, I usually give it to them when they're closer to adults, and they really enjoy it. And they tend to lay all their eggs in the sandboxes, which is nice, and it keeps the eggs clean and keeps them actually from breaking or cracking, because I don't have a egg roll out in there. It's a rabbit hutch. I built it as a rabbit hutch, and I use it for quail. So
They like it though. It's definitely more like a aviary. It's kind of like in between, the cages and an aviary because they do act different. Like they are more like wild in there, not like crazy, like rambunctious wild, but they brood a little bit.
Yeah, and I have a little rabbit hideout in there that I bought for them, and they actually will lay a bunch of their eggs inside that hideout as well.
Mm-hmm. And they'll chill in there.
So, Robin says, you are right, Kristin. Teal puppy, brindle male, 12.12 or 12.2 pounds as of yesterday.
It's a chunk.
That's awesome.
Because I think Khaleesi was like 14 pounds when we brought her home at 8 weeks.
She was more.
Was she?
Yeah, I think she was like 16 pounds. Nana was 14.
Oh.
Esso says, turtle like to eat slow moving fish. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they ate some of my goldfish when I had the first little test pond that I had made.
I thought that you said the ducks ate the goldfish.
I think they did, but I think the turtle did because I had the turtle on there.
Yeah, maybe some of the small
ones, because a lot of the small ones disappeared. Yeah, I mean, they were little tiny, little 25-cent goldfish. So, Verna says, sorry, need to lay down. Can't see, no problem.
Uh-oh,
Hope you feel better. Robin says, LOL, he almost touched me, reminds me of my siblings fighting in the back seat and then complaining to the parents. Mom, she's touching me. Yeah.
We were in the truck. So he finally took the turtle. And then I was like up against the door of the truck.
Yeah, and I kept poking at her with it.
Yeah, and he kept like getting closer and closer to me, like slowly. It was like a 15-minute ride home. And I was like, by the time we got home, I was like pinned up against the door, like.
Yeah, we didn't have anything to put it in this time.
No.
Last time I just threw in an empty tote.
But we didn't bring any birds this time. They were all pre-sold, so they were already in boxes. So we didn't have totes with us.
Robin says, for growouts, for human consumption, we haven't compared weights. Rabbits have been for the dogs.
That is good. All the ones I butchered a few weeks ago, those were all dog food.
Esso says, strange, someone that will play in quail and rabbit poop and dig in the ground doesn't want to touch a turtle.
So I think, and I told him this because he's like, what is your problem with turtles? I think it's because when I was a little girl, we found turtles all the time. They were like little snappers because they'll come back and always like lay in the same spot. And we always had this mom come back and lay her babies, and there's always babies in the front yard. And I like would pick them up and play with them. And my mom told me how they're covered in diseases and parasites. And I don't know, something deep down inside of me was like, that's disgusting. And like now I don't know. I don't know.
I say when I was Olivia's age, so in second grade. In second grade, I had turtles. I found out that it was from our neighbors.
Yeah, it was your future girlfriend or whatever,
yeah,
right?
Well, yeah, she ended up being my girlfriend like a year later. But
so him and his friend,
and that's when I found out that's where they came from. You don't have to tell these stupid stories.
They raced. No, we are now.
Why?
They decided to race to her house, and whoever got there first got to be her boyfriend, and Brandon won. And then he found out she had turtles, but they kept getting out, and he's like, "Oh, well, yeah. I keep finding turtles outside."
I found 3 turtles on a sidewalk in front of our house.
Kids.
And then we released it into the Racine County Zoo. We probably weren't supposed to, but we brought a 5-gallon
illegal
5-gallon bucket with us, and we put it in their pond. My sister did it. I blame her.
There's worse things you could be doing.
I didn't want to get rid of it, but
honestly, like
the turtle stunk, and I didn't know anything about taking care of a turtle because I was a little kid. Oh, anyways, PJ says, Robin, you train your own dogs? She said yes. And that's awesome. I know I've been working on training naners. Katrina says, you can grow it for the leaves too, which are edible. I have a video on my channel on how to cook them, the sweet potatoes.
Oh, I was like, wait, what are we talking about? I forgot.
And then Ed shared the video. Time and Timber says, LOL, I remember that. You remember what?
The body. Me calling Jasmine. I'm like, do you think we should call the police?
Yeah.
And then we're like, wait, it's under a tree. Like,
hey.
What is she eating? She's eating my wreath. She's eating my quail egg wreath.
I'm sorry. I'm just in awe.
I'm very protective of it. This the first time she's... Give me the wreath, please.
No, just leave it.
Well,
it's fine.
I'm going to have to move it. I don't want her. She was eating my wreath.
Katrina says, my quail don't tend to lay in the sandbox. Some do, but not the favorite place. But they have more favorite places in the rest of the aviary. Yeah, if you have an aviary, I think that's a little different. You know, I got that cage and it's 5 foot by 2 foot. And they only have what is that? I don't know, like 1.5 foot by 2 foot area that's covered, and that's where they tend to like to lay the eggs. Ed Got Bait says, I couldn't keep sand in mine. I put in 30 minutes later empty. Yeah, they like to kick out the sand. I think I was filling it up every 2 weeks.
But yours is deep.
But yeah, I mean, I have a video on how I made my sandbox on our channel. Ed says ducks will eat goldfish. Yes, they will. I just wasn't sure if it was the ducks or the turtle. Ed asked, did you hear Santa bells in the background?
Oh, that might have been Starlight's collar. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, she's very noisy.
She actually just got her collar back on because we took it off because the one night she was keeping us up.
Robin says, we used to get our red ear sliders, goldfish feeders for them to eat. The the 2 turtles that we had, and the one that escaped, and this one, the first one was a female painted turtle, Midland painted species, and then this is a male Midland painted turtle. Ed says, stupid stories with Kristin time.
Sorry, not sorry.
Katrina says, I've trapped turtles before for research. Lots of experience with snappers and soft shells along with the smaller ones. Cool. Ed says, caught my share of snappers. Good eating. Yeah, we have quite large ones that when we were fishing for my son's birthday, there was a kid that
caught one.
He caught a turtle. My son kept trying to catch a turtle as well,
and then I was eating all the bait.
But this kid actually caught a turtle, and it was huge. Like it
took him like
giant.
15 minutes to reel it in. Like he was working for a long time.
He was pulling forever trying to get it out. And I asked him like if he was going to take it home, and like he just kind of sat and played with it for a while, and took a bunch of pictures and stuff with it. And
he's like, "Can you take my picture?"
Then he released it back into the water, but it was a huge. I mean, it is wide. It was like this wide, for sure, and probably that long.
And the kid was probably only like 12. Like he wasn't, like
he did an awesome job. I was amazed. Katrina says, I disagree. I've had it once. The people had it and finished it on a grain in a big tub.
Turtle, maybe?
Yeah. Ed says, I will make you a new one. I hope you're not talking about a wreath. It's fine.
No, it's okay. We caught her early.
Yeah, she was licking the bow or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, the rat. It's fine. Because it's on my dresser, just sitting up. So I didn't actually put it on the wall. I don't know why not.
Because we were going to put it here, but then the cats were going to get it.
Dominique says, time to head out. Glad you're feeling better, Kristin. See you next week. Great chatting with everyone. Well, thank you for stopping in.
We'll see ya.
And if you guys haven't already, hit the like button, everybody. I need to get 40 likes. I don't know where we're at. Let's see. What are we at? 18. So we need 22 more likes.
Oh my gosh.
We can do it. Everybody can hit the like button. SO says it looks funny that they both have to look up, not over to the dog.
Yeah. It was
Oh, that was the cat.
it was Starlight.
Yeah.
Although Nano probably wouldn't like go up there, but Khaleesi counter surfs and I could see her trying
Linda
to get up
says,
there.
haha, right, SO, when your dog is taller than you.
Yep.
Yeah. When I'm sitting on the couch, Nano, I have to look up at Nano. It's fun. Robin says, snapping turtles make me think turtle soup. Yeah. I actually have not eaten turtle ever.
I remember when my grandma and my mom had turtle, because I remember seeing the turtle and I was like, what are you gonna do with that? And they're like, we're gonna eat it. And I'm like, gross. And I was really little, so I was like really super weirded out by it. I'm still weirded out by it, I'll be honest. But I do remember that. I was really little.
Linda says, yes, some of my best childhood memories was catching frogs and turtles for soup. Yeah. I don't even think I've had frogs, like frog legs or anything. Maybe I did.
I feel like that's something
I vaguely recall, I think, having frog legs at some point, but not turtle. I know my dad talked about making turtle soup the one day. Katrina says turtle is supposed to have 7 different types of meat. Not sure what those people were talking about, though.
Weird.
Linda says, oh gosh, frog legs fried straight out of the pond. Yum. And Ed says, yes. Katrina, yes. 7 different kinds of meat. What kind of stringy, rubbery, fishy, gristly, fibrous, greasy, and tough. There you go. So it's got 7 different types of meat. Why do you have to get a history of turtle meat? I don't know why you'd want greasy. I don't know what is the Katrina's like sounds delicious, right? Yeah. Like what meat's the best part of the meat on a turtle? Feather Connection says, what would you say to a custom in city limits, aka can't have many chickens, who is struggling with quail? I have a customer who tried to modify a rabbit hutch and is just not working for them.
What's not working? Like, are they getting out or are they breaking their necks? I said we need to know more.
Ed says you got to know how to cook it. Yeah, but if it's greasy, gristly, stringy, and what else?
Stringy, rubbery, fishy, gristly, fibrous, greasy, and tough.
It's the whole gristly, fibrous,
why would
and
you
greasy
want to eat gristle?
That I can't get over. Goudreau's Urban Homestead says, totally off topic, but my QuailCon eggs are in the hatcher and I see pips.
Yay!
Well, congratulations.
That's exciting.
That's awesome. I have a bunch of eggs going to lockdown tomorrow. A bunch of celadon eggs.
Oh, yeah, I was going to tell you
something. What?
You don't want to know. Large stepping turtle said to contain 7
Did you
distinct
break
types
them or
of
something?
meat. No.
Oh, I don't know. I just know there's like 80 or 90 freaking celadon eggs in there.
Oh, it's reminiscent of pork, chicken, beef, shrimp, veal, fish, or goat. Sorry, I'm like, okay, I'm going to close this tab now because I'm getting super distracted.
Katrina says, I love that you think that Quail is off topic. Congratulations. That works. That's fine with me. Kelly says, I know what I said to her, but curious what you would say. I know what I would say to her, but curious what we would say.
I don't know what's
the
wrong
customer
with it.
having.
I need to know what's wrong with it.
Yeah, I don't know. No idea.
Oh, it was down here.
No. They have to clean the poop daily because they added a floor and trays underneath, but the tray isn't deep enough.
Yeah, ours falls out on the ground. So, but you could, I know, like
all the outside stuff. I was like, what are you talking about? But yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, the only other thing I could think of is building like a really kind of like maybe out of wood or something, like a deep, almost do like deep litter or something. I don't know though, because like even our poop trays, like I really only have to do them like once a week, really, if I had to. But it would get stinky. So I don't know.
I'm not. Robin C said Wynola Ranch for my Shire Farms version. Are you suggesting just a different cage? Is that what you're suggesting for Kelly?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a great cage. Any of the Wynola Ranch cages are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Linda says, I saw a video this morning. A guy made a quail cage from an old box springs. It was the perfect size.
That's a good idea.
It's interesting.
I like repurposed stuff.
Robin says, the height of conversion coop for quail shouldn't be more than 14 inches high. Yeah, that's the suggested height. I can tell you I haven't had any issues for, like I said, that rabbit cage that I have is 24 inches tall, and I have no problems with them. I've never had them break their necks or anything or get spooked. And I've had them in there for what now, a year and a half, I think. So
your son thinks he's funny.
Yeah. SO says, get or make a deeper tray. It can set up on the tray. But the smell. Yeah, I mean, I would more than likely to be doing the trays every day or every other day. If it's inside, anyways.
You need to do it. You need to do it daily. I don't know, because even like the cool thing with like deep litter is like with chickens, they will what's the word? Like rotate it out and stir it up and stuff on their own, so it breaks down and it's all good. Like it'll keep continuing to break down. But with quail, they don't really do that, especially if they're not on the litter. So you're going to have that smell unless you like hand stir it with like a rake or something, like maybe like one of those like little hand cultivators. But that's just I don't have an answer for you. You just have to do poop trays every day.
Yeah. Ed said, how many quail in the rabbit hutch? I'm assuming you're asking for Kelly's rabbit cage thing. That'd be a thing too, yeah. And Kelly also said, I think they want to get Dale's cage, but didn't want to invest that much initially. I get that. I mean, they can definitely use those, the pet trays that Dale's cage uses, and kind of if they're going to go, if they're going to go down that route, get those early. Robin said, yes, Brandon, different cage. And then Goudreau's Urban Homestead said, Kelly, it's an investment, but well worth it. Yes, it is. Yeah,
I understand like people wanting to save money and like it is an investment. But I also really feel like for the convenience of having something that works and works well, they'll thank themselves and wish they had done it sooner. So Because I know some people have tried converting like those rabbit hutches, like the
The
2-tier
rabbit
ones
cages?
or whatever. Yeah, like yours wasn't well, it was kind of like when I think rabbit hutch, I think of like what
A
we had
regular
that
rabbit
one
cage?
rabbit.
Oh, those little rabbit hutches.
And
Yeah,
those,
I mean,
that
those
wouldn't
work.
really.
Those work fine, just like the regular rabbit, like from Tractor Supply, as long as you don't use the ramp and you close off the area. But yeah, they don't really use the ramp that much.
Though.
They would. I wouldn't use them. But anyways, S.O. Swanson says mine are also over the recommended size, and they have been fine.
I think the cool thing with Quail that I kind of wish we talked about more is that there's always a good place to start for like recommended sizes on stuff like height limits, but you can play with it and adjust things as needed. Those are they're just recommendations, and you can play with it as much as you want. But then when you start running into issues, then you need to start thinking, okay, well, maybe 26 inches was too much room for them to jump or whatever. So it's just it's a good place to start with. It's a good starting point, but it's not always there's not an exact answer to everything with Quail.
If it's a rabbit cage, I mean, usually
fine.
I mean, it should be fine. Usually those are like 18 inches tall.
Because rabbits don't need any more.
And you can honestly cut the cage down if you don't mind doing that as well, and making a different door or a smaller door and everything. I mean, usually if you have a rabbit cage, you have the J clip pliers, and you can cut it and make the roof smaller.
Side note, when making rabbit cages, make sure that the door is bigger than your nest box.
Did you screw it up? Did you not count how my doors are?
I did, but I must have miscounted by one or something. So the one day, like 2 weeks ago or whatever, I went to go put Cheddar's nest box in her cage. I'm like, oh, it doesn't fit. So I went out quick and I grabbed the cutters and I like cut another inch around. But I was like, that's not good. I need to get this in there like now, and I didn't want to like pick her up and mess with her too much.
Robin C says, I am in the city limits twice weekly, clean out trays and bury in the garden. Kelly also said, that's what I told her, Kristin. I think the best advice is investing in something that can help it be more streamlined for you.
Mm-hmm. One thing I've definitely learned with like our Quail setups and different cages and like supplies that we've gotten is I wish I would have been more patient and not so gung-ho.
Quick to decide?
Well,
did more research?
I'm trying to say this so we had, I don't want to piss anybody off. I swore. Sorry. I don't want to make anybody mad. We got a certain cage and I thought I really liked it because it was better. More. It was better than
we determined that we didn't like them.
It was better than our homemade ones. And I'm like, oh, cool. I'm going to invest a ton of money into a lot more of these. And so we spent a lot of money and it was better than what we had. But now that I've experienced a Winola Ranch cage, I'm like, I wish I would have tried this first.
Honestly, Dale's cages are better than those cages as well. We would have been better off with Dale's or Winola's from the get-go, and we just,
So now we have all this money stuck into them, and I'm trying really hard to like them, but we're saving up to switch over because I can't handle it anymore. So.
Robin C says, LOL, modifying nest boxes I can do.
Yeah, Brandon wasn't home. He probably could have like whipped up a new nest box like really quickly or whatever, but it was my mess up.
I would have. Yeah, I would just cut the cage.
You would have been like, you messed it up, you figure it out. Because I literally just like miscounted the squares. Because I don't actually like use a measuring tape. Like I just count the squares on the cage,
That's how I do it. SO says, I don't clean poop. It goes on the ground and the BSFs take care of it. Black soldier flies. Although winter is coming, time for a new temporary plan.
Honestly,
I say all winter, like on my cage, like
just,
from the fall and then winter, it just all fell there. And then I just took a big old poop shovel, like you use for the farm, big poop shovels, and I put it in the wheelbarrow and put it in the compost, and it was fine.
but it broke down quite a bit though over the winter,
like, it
because
wasn't
it
bad.
does heat itself.
I mean, our compost was running all winter long too. It never had smell on it.
No, it was warm.
So
it's kind of weird. Like everything is like, this deep of snow and the compost pile is like empty. And I'm like, obviously it's warm.
Ed wants to know if frozen poop smells. No, it does not.
Moisture is definitely the evil of poop.
Like winter's great around like cattle farms.
And
all
there's
that
no
stuff.
flies. It's wonderful.
There's no flies.
No mosquitoes.
No smells.
Oh, no mosquitoes.
We haven't had mosquitoes this year.
I know they don't really bother you much. Actually, here we haven't really had very many mosquitoes, but like when we go camping and stuff, there are always mosquitoes.
Goudreau's Urban Homestead says, Steve, my chickens clean up for me. Bob Whites are the only ones that have poop trays. I'm sorry that you have Bob Whites. I don't like Bob Whites. I'm sorry. Just personal reasons. But that's cool.
I like the sounds they make. I do. Like, they're different. They're just different.
Robin C says winter compost is easier for me. No flies or gnats.
Yeah. The only bad thing is that then in the spring, when it starts all kind of like melting, and then we tend to have a lot of like flooding around here because the ground is still frozen, but the snow is melting on top, but the water is nowhere to go. So everything's like very like mucky and muddy, which equals smelly.
Yeah,
but then usually
on the farm sucks.
But then usually, Brandon will stir the compost and we'll add some like brown material, like some extra shavings. Like I use more shavings in the poop trays than usual, things like that, and then that kind of helps combat it a little bit. So, because actually the compost does need a little bit of moisture to keep going, or whatever you call it.
Goudreau says, Ed, I'm sure once it thaws, the pile of frozen poop will smell amazing.
Yep.
They do.
Exactly. Actually, the bottom of it does smell good. It smells like good soil. But the top, not so much. The top of the compost pile does not.
Ed says like roses.
Yeah.
Sure. Robin C says, I put dirt or shredded hay. Yeah.
Oh, to add brown material.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, usually because we have the straw, and we threw a bunch of straw on there. Probably we have a bunch of straw laying in the backyard right now. I'll probably throw on there again here before winter.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have not stirred our compost pile in probably a month. I've been really bad about it.
It's still going,
but
mostly it could. It does kind of need some help.
I threw about 3 yards of dirt on top of the compost pile.
That really got it going.
A while back. I haven't mixed that in yet. I just need to. I figured we were gonna use some of that to
put back in the field.
Well, in the field, actually, my plan is I'm gonna take the compost pile and throw it in the field and kind of level things back out because we have a big old dip in the field. That's why I keep adding dirt to it. But we can also use it for the garlic. But Goudreau's Urban Homesteads, I really like the sounds they make. You have to grow with the customer base, so we added them. We did a comparison video on Turnix versus Bob Whites for meat. Brandon, can you guess which one won? Yeah, I know the Turnix, of course.
I didn't
Bob Whites are definitely bigger.
I saw it show up on our feed.
Did you?
Yeah, but I didn't get a chance to watch it.
I didn't get to see it. But yeah, I mean, Turnix overall growth rate.
It was crazy. We did have Bob Whites that somebody like kind of gifted us because or Bob White hatching eggs, I should say. And I could not believe how slow they grew. Because of course I'm used to Turnix. I'm used to them doubling in size basically like every day. And they were like 4 weeks old and they still were like all fluffy and tiny. I'm like, what is wrong with these things? I'm like, oh, it's just a Bob White. I was like, I don't like these. And we gave them to his mom's husband. So I think he let him go.
Mm-hmm. He released them.
Yeah. I'm sure they're out.
SO says, don't break the tractor when you stir the compost.
We shouldn't with this one.
I shouldn't. Kristin can tell you how happy I was when we got the new tractor and I was able to stir the compost. I almost got the tractor stuck in the compost pile, but I was far from breaking it, which was nice because that thing's got so much better of a reach and so much more lift. And like it can stir the crap out of that compost.
It can stir the crap out of that crap.
Yeah. It's awesome. But yeah, our other tractor that we traded in this year definitely struggled at times when the compost got this big. I mean, right now it's probably a total of like 8 yards of compost and dirt mixed together.
And it takes it's quick too because the bucket is.
Yeah, the bucket's a little larger on the new tractor, so like it doesn't take me as much time and like it's so much easier. The other tractor, I literally would be out there for like when it's this large, I was out there for like an hour trying to move things and stir it and like so I could actually mix it.
You almost have to like move it back and forth.
Yeah,
I did.
It was a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Katrina says, I bury my brooders poop in the wood chip pathway. I did a video on that. It disappeared in 2 months without any rain or other water.
That's awesome. I suppose you have to think of other things. It's interesting, like different geography. Obviously, like we don't have to really deal with rain shortage and water shortage and stuff like that like they do out west, you know. So, and you have to be careful too probably with compost because you don't want to get too hot and starting a fire either because wildfires are such an issue out there. Like it's weird, like different considerations, you know. So that's super cool that you found another way to like get it to go.
Katrina says, SO sounds like there's a story behind your comment. Yeah, the story there is
I don't know.
Oh wow, no, don't do that now. Hey there now.
Oh my god.
Stupid thing. Yeah, it was just I did a video, I think SO said that. It was a kind of a blog video. And I repaired the tractor in that video because I broke it. And it was the mechanism that held the lawnmower up. I had to put some new bolts on because I went too far in and the tractor kind of sunk down into the compost and broke things. It was fun. Goudreau's family or urban homestead. Sorry. Wow. I can't read. You have to brood them forever. Yeah, you do.
Nobody got time for that.
Rock Hill Homestead says, I want Bob Whites, but I've got to get my Caturnix going first. Celadons from WTF are next, though, as soon as my QuailCon babies are grown. Awesome. Yeah, we will have the Celadons back on the website here in the next couple weeks. I think probably around the beginning of October. We are just working on getting new breeders and catching up on a couple orders and stuff. So we are fully gearing up though for spring, and we will have more Celadons than anybody will know what to do with,
including us.
So
send help.
I'm happy about that though.
I'm excited.
We will be your Celadon source if you want Celadons of multiple colors.
I'm really excited. I had lunch today with a really good farm friend, and we were talking about like a lot of our goals and like I've talked about mental health and stuff on the channel before a couple times, and it's been a really hard like last winter and the summer was really hard for me, and it was also really hard for her. But we were talking about like our future goals and some of our like collaborations we want to maybe do together. And I came home and I like busted out a bunch of like jotting down some ideas and like going and like looking at like we're going to be reducing our chicken numbers tremendously to make room for some other projects. So yeah, it really inspired me. I forgot why I got on this little tangent. But
I don't know.
Oh, because we were talking about celadons, and I said I didn't know what to do. So like I'm anxious about the new things ahead, but I'm also really, really excited. So it's just another big step for us. That's all.
We're just focusing.
We're really investing a lot into the business.
Yeah,
so it's kind of scary, but also exciting. Yeah.
Goodrow's Urban Homestead says, Rock Hill Homestead, I know a guy that can hook you up. It's a reason for visiting.
Oh, and some Bob's.
Yeah, Bob's.
I think so.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Rock Hill Homestead, I may need turkeys and rabbits and new chickens by then.
I love the sound that turkeys make, especially like turkey poults. Oh my god, they peep 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 peep. They make more of like a whistling peeping, and my heart, I miss it so much. But someday, again.
Katrina says, regarding the composting in the pathway, I think it got eaten, not composted in the regular sense, but a lot of broken down stuff that I think was frass. Hey, however,
you mean grass?
You get to break down right. Yeah, that works. I don't know, maybe.
Fine powdery refuse or fragile perforated wood produced by the activity of boring insects. Oh, like termite dust.
Oh, okay. Frass is insect poop.
Oh.
Katrina said.
So instead of bovine scat,
yeah,
it's insect frass. I don't know.
Goudreau's Urban Homestead said, I'll just load the truck and head your way to Rock Hill.
There you go.
They also said, we definitely want WTF celadons.
Awesome.
We will have some for you.
Yeah, it's funny. We're not even finished with this one project. I'm already like,
what projects are you? We need to talk, I guess. What projects are you talking about? Rock Hill Homestead said, replying back to Goudreau, says, bring my little farmer friend so we can butcher some ducks.
There you go.
That's fun. I need to butcher some ducks.
Yes, you do.
Robin,
I'm not looking forward to it.
C says, I love the quail community. So many willing to help each other. Yes. Rock Hill Homestead says, quail community is really the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. They have been the best out of everybody. But anyways, hit that thumbs up button again for me, everybody. If you can. I appreciate it. Yes, it's a long sleeve shirt.
Where'd you get that?
I bought this when I was in Texas. And I bought what I thought
a long sleeve shirt.
I bought what I thought was 2 short sleeve shirts because I was making sure because I was in that hot state of Texas. And this was a long sleeve shirt. I went to put it on and I was so bummed.
I was like, what is wrong with your sleeves?
Yeah, it's all rolled up because, it was, 88 degrees and I bought a long sleeve shirt.
Why would they even sell that in Texas?
But yeah, it's dumb. Ed says Kristin doesn't have time to ring.
It doesn't have that ring to
it doesn't have it doesn't have that ring like bovine scat, insect frass. Yep, not the same.
I know, that's why when I said it, I'm like, oh, it sounds lame.
Goudreau's Urban Homestead. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Goudreau's Family Farm. Like my brain's fried. Brandon, I can send Lane to help you butcher.
Heck yes, I love Lane. Awesome. Yes, that would be lots of fun.
SO says Lane and James, let the boys do it. Yeah. Too bad we don't have anything to butcher as far as besides the ducks.
I mean, in a few more weeks, I'll have some rabbits, but
we'll have rabbits again.
Because Atlas's brother needs to probably go. I was hanging on to him, hoping he would improve, and he's just not. He's long and flat, and just he needs to go to the freezer. But yes, freezer camp.
Robin says, Brandon, do a class on duck butchering, and we can come help you. If you really want to come do some ducks, sure.
I was actually talking to...
I can't remember I don't remember how many we have. I have
4, I think, drakes.
Yeah, I was like 3 or 4 drakes I have to get rid of. So I mean, it's not very many.
I was talking to a farm friend about doing some classes, and she thinks that would be fun. Like that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
So we just have to find somewhere to do it.
Robin says, "Yep, I would." Aren't you really far away from me? You're really willing to drive all the way up here and butcher a duck? Like that's a long ways away.
The Deans can play.
I thought you guys live in Ohio, don't you?
I think she said.
I thought you lived in like northern Ohio. I can't remember. Michigan.
That's not terrible.
Lower Michigan? That's still a ways. Rock Hill Homesteads says, that would be great, Robin. I've never butchered a duck, but I have 7 males. That's 6 too many for me.
Yep.
Well, I think we have a total of like 6 or 7 males, but I'm planning on keeping, I mean, we have the Cayuga male we're keeping, the one black Ancona, and then I'm keeping the chocolate Ancona. We have a blue male. I mean, most of what I need to get rid of are blacks.
Yeah.
But I have a hard. Part of the reason I haven't done it yet is that I'm trying to help. I'm trying to make the best for that breed and kind of pick the best male. And I know a lot of them are struggling with getting the Drake feather.
I think it may have been pulled out though.
And we have really good Drake feather on the one male, and then some are having issues with getting the actual shoulder width and actually getting a lot more like meat on the duck. I think I'm going to aim for that more than the Drake feathers coming in properly.
We do have a blue
also
male.
The coloring is a big thing too, to get the proper coloring.
Do we have speckles. A chocolate Drake?
Yes, I got a chocolate Drake from Cindy.
Yeah.
The last time I saw her, or a couple times ago, I saw her. Yeah, Robin says she's 30 miles north of Toledo, Ohio. So yeah,
Holy Toledo!
That's still a drive.
That is a hike. That
is, if I had to guess, like a 6-hour or 7-hour drive to our house. Goodrow's Urban Homestead says, my ducks are growing out the pen. Time to butcher. SO says, can you mix different duck or the different breeds like quail, yeah, you can mix the two, but we're keeping our breeds separate from actually breeding. So right now they're not separate. And I'm not hatching any of those eggs out. And if I did, they would strictly be meat and going right to the freezer because of that. But yeah, we're trying to keep the breeds pure. So all the Ancona colors I have can intermingle. And the chocolate Drake is really nice because you can actually create sex links out of them. And
you do it with the blue too.
I know. But it's easier with the chocolate. And so the chocolate and the blacks will create sex links, and I'll know the sex at hatch, which is amazing and fun. So it makes it easier to sell them. But yeah, she's gonna keep her Cayugas.
Yeah, I have a quad.
No, I have a trio.
Oh yeah, I lost one. I forgot.
We're planning on keeping those next spring. Out in the chicken coop, and then I'm going to keep the Anconas all together. Robin C says, how come you don't use as dog food? That is the purpose of them. So that's the main reason I got the ducks were for dog food, and kind of big reason why we have the rabbits as well. I mean, we do eat the rabbits and the quails when we can, but literally all the extras besides the quail going to falconers for food, goes to the dogs for food.
Yeah, it's crazy. We actually haven't had quail in a long time to eat, like for ourselves, because we're always selling it. So, or feeding it to the dogs or the falconers.
There you go. So Jesse says all duck breeds originate from mallards except Muscovy. Muscovy can mix with other ducks, but the babies will then be mules, so they'll be infertile.
I didn't know that.
So there you go.
Oh, that's what she meant.
Why butcher and not keep them whole? The ducks, as far as like all the like majority of it, we'll keep for the dogs.
I think she means like, why aren't you doing like whole prey? Versus.
I don't. The Nano, as he's gotten older, doesn't care for the bigger like pin feathers on the quail and stuff, so I don't think he'll like them on the ducks as much. He'll eat small chicks,
Scoopy snacks we call them,
and like 3-4 week old ones just fine, but when they get older he doesn't like them. So
yeah, he doesn't like those solid feathers. And I noticed Khaleesi won't. She hasn't been eating the feet, the wings, or the head. She just eats like the torso. Yeah. I'm like, okay.
So I don't know, they're a little picky, but
she
yeah,
eats rabbit heads.
I would just I want to separate them out just for that reason, really. I don't really have much use for the feathers if they're not going to eat them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'll eat everything else besides the guts. They'll eat the kidneys and liver and heart and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And the feet and the head, everything else.
Do they eat the bill?
Mm-hmm. Robin C says nuggets are what we call them.
I like that.
Katrina says feathers do well in compost. Yeah, that's probably where they will end up.
It's funny. Sometimes we'll have feathers in the compost, like from butcher and quail or whatever, and they'll chew on those. And I'm like, really, bro? Like, really?
Yeah,
you have
sometimes
to go
they
dig
like
in
to
the
chew
compost,
on them,
right? But they don't like eat them. Like they just. And the one time Nano had one like stuck like to his, like right in the middle on like the bridge of his nose or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, that's funny.
Robin says she does a cervical dislocation and then put it right in the food bowls.
There you go.
Yeah, I've done that with Nano before.
It was weird. Like as puppies, they both ate whole prey.
They did it more. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did that a lot more than they do now. I mean, they definitely will. Yeah. If I just skin them and they'll eat the quail, no problem. Or if I get them started where they have the meat showing, they'll tend to eat it more. Mm-hmm. But like if they just eat it whole or have it whole, they don't get the whole concept of like tearing the skin apart, open. So
they're spoiled.
Katrina says that's because they're seasoned.
Yeah. They're like, wait, so if I don't eat it, you'll take it apart for me. Okay, I see how this works. Less work for them.
Ed says the black soldier flies will eat the feathers, just not the shafts of the feathers. The parts more like fingers. Yeah, the problem is we don't have black soldier fly. So I bought, I know I mentioned that before. I bought 5,000 black soldier fly larvae.
Yeah, where'd those go?
And I put them underneath my blue hutch, which she, with her fly predators, I think killed them.
Oh, I thought maybe the dogs ate them.
And then I put a big chunk of them on some of the compost out there, and I let the compost go, hoping that they would kind of generate more. And I think
the heat maybe kill them.
I think the fly predators of Kristin's, because they do move and migrate a little bit.
Feet, yeah.
And that it's not that far away. So I think that's what they did. They just ended up killing. So
sorry.
I like when they have feathers out of their jowls. They look like they have cigars hanging out. Yeah.
Or they remind me like a farmer with straw hanging out of their mouth.
How are we doing on likes? Still 22 likes. We need 18 likes.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
So everybody, hit thumbs up. But anyways, I think we are good for tonight.
I'm pooped. I busted
Esso
my butt.
says, if I get black soldier fly in the spring, I send you some. That'll be awesome if you want to. Black soldier fly is expensive. If you
I know people
want to
are
send me
like,
some, I will definitely pay.
they post, they're like,
pay
oh,
you.
these showed up. Are these good? I'm like, yes.
I will definitely pay you for postage and everything, or whatever you want for them. But ordering them from a place gets expensive. I think I paid, it was like $45 for that 5,000
chunk. Yeah.
5,000 black soldier fly larva. But yeah, thanks for joining the Whiskey Tango Talk tonight. And remember to hit the thumbs up, and we'll see you guys next week. But yeah.
Or if you're going to the rabbit show this weekend, we'll see you there. Yay. But all right, thanks guys.